Hello, hello. Recently I've been thinking, if you don't have a single person that dislikes you, or gets upset at you, or disagrees with you, then you don't respect yourself. I know. It sounds a little crazy, right? But it's true. And before I get into that, I just want to say welcome to Hightail. Oh my goodness. Actually so excited, but I've not seen actually, I've seen a little bit of gameplay, but I haven't really played it myself. And so everything here is new to me, but it's exciting. And if you guys, play Hytale as well, let me know in the comments like tips or tricks or I don't know. But let's get back into the video. Again, if you don't have people that dislike you or get upset at you or disagree with you, then you don't respect yourself. It sounds crazy, but I think it's true because that means you are trying to fit in or doing things that other people expect from you or need from you or want from you. And I feel like that constant desire to appeal to those around you is disrespecting yourself. For example, a lot of times my school buddies ask me to hop on call with them, to yap and play video games, and most of the times I say no because I know the type of person I am, and I know that if I call with them, or play games with them, I'm not going to do the work that I need to do because that most of the time is my priority. I still sometimes play with them. They're still my friends. I talk to my girl and we play games, but that's only when I truly get work done and I'm happy with what I did that day. But yeah, I often straight up reject them because I respect myself enough to know that if I hop on call with them, I'm gonna feel guilty because I didn't get work done. Aw. Damn, so cute. Oh my god, this is cute too. Oh my god, this game is so cute. Anyways, or if let's say they asked me to study with them, I would probably say no unless we have to work on a project. Um, because then I wouldn't be productive because we're just gonna be talking all the time and laughing all the time. But when I reject them, there's no hard feelings on my end. But I feel like they dislike me more because of that. And that kind of emphasizes my point because if I reject myself and go spend time with them, I would not get my work done or studied effectively. I would not be respecting myself because I would do something that I know wouldn't benefit me just so I can make other people happy. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you don't have people that dislike you or get upset at you or disagree with you, then you might be disrespecting yourself. In my opinion, if there isn't a single person that gets upset at you, then that just means you're a people pleaser. Because you can't make everybody happy. That is just impossible. Back in the day, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was a huge people pleaser. I always wanted to fit in and be a part of the main group. I felt like I needed people to like me, and that was mainly why I improved myself. Because at 14 or 15, that's when I actually like got into self-improvement and all those like Hamza and you know like other self-improvement speakers. I got into self-improvement because I wanted to improve myself because I wanted to impress others that like I'm this and that, like this and that kind of person. I wanted to be that person that everybody likes. But now at 18 or maybe even like at 17, I realized that I could care less about what people think of me. If I'm genuinely if I'm genuinely trying to be a good human being, having good intentions, like as long as I am a good person in my heart, then the people that are for me will spawn into my life and the people that are not for me will despawn. And every time I was a people pleaser, and every time that I wanted someone to appreciate me, that was just me disrespecting myself. I feel like you can love yourself and disrespect yourself at the same time. Like, I can love myself, look myself in the mirror and love how I look. I can look at my arms and love how they look with a pump, you know. But at the same time, by loving myself, I can also look myself in the mirror and point out insecurities or flaws that I may have or hate something about myself. But if I respect myself, I would never go look in the mirror and talk about myself in a negative way. I'm not gonna point out flaws or insecurities I may have and hate myself because I care about myself too much to disrespect myself. I mean, you can definitely improve stuff you can change. Like, I live by the saying, never stop learning. I literally say this at the end of every video. Never stop learning. So you can definitely respect yourself and also improve your flaws or insecurities that you may have if they are actually under your control. Because a lot of times we think about things that we just can't control, you know. That's just life, that's how we were born, and gotta learn to respect ourselves and live with it, you know. But yeah, you can love anybody and anybody can love you, but that doesn't mean that they're going to respect you. And if you don't respect yourself, there's no way that anybody will respect you. And I feel like the reason people don't achieve stuff in life, like people don't respect them, good things don't happen to them, is because of self disrespect. Oh yeah, guys, that's my character. I forgot to show you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love purple, so there's a lot of purple on him. Anyways, like let's say I wake up in the morning and my goals for the day are working out, working on a project, maybe reading a book, or doing something productive. And then I don't accomplish any of that because I disrespected myself. Like, let's say I went to a party or maybe slept in all day, watched movies or shows, played video games. I set out all of those goals and then I straight up disrespected myself by not doing any of it. And if I do that constantly, I will not accomplish the things that I set out to do because I don't respect myself. Like, why would I respect myself if I don't keep my own promises or I don't do the things that I set out to do? And I have been guilty of this too many times, guys, too many times. I still do this a lot of times. I still disrespect myself a lot of times and not do the things that I am supposed to do. And I feel like that's okay, we're not perfect, we're just human. It is what it is. But it's important to always work on ourselves and actually improve and respect ourselves more and more and not skip out on those things that we need to do, you know? Also, like, let's say you give your friend a task that they need to do and they don't do it, and then the next time you give the same task to them to redeem themselves and they once again don't do it, you're gonna start to lose respect for that person. Or, like, let's say you entrusted your friend with a secret and they told someone. You're you will lose respect for that person. Same thing with us. Like, we wake up and wonder why we're not achieving the things that we need to do or can't stick to these habits and goals that we set is because we don't respect ourselves to actually do it or believe that we can do it. For example, for me, I am absolutely in love with the idea of creating content, making content, and doing that for a living. But a lot of times I find myself procrastinating and not working towards it like I should, like I'm supposed to be. Like, the idea of being successful is great. It's exciting, but actually getting the work done is sometimes so hard. And that's where respecting yourself comes in. Because you choose to do the things that you set out to do no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable, hard, or boring. In my opinion, if a person doesn't respect themselves, they will not be successful. They will not achieve the goals that they want. I know a lot of people that just straight up disrespect themselves. Talk about themselves in a negative way, like, oh, I'm this and that, I can't do this and that. Um, and that's just hurting them. I feel like They kind of want attention from doing that, but by saying these things, you're just limiting yourself. At least that's what I think. I have a lot of friends that make excuses and stuff. Friends that are like great people, right? They're great people. They're really funny people, but they just straight up disrespect themselves by, doing harmful habits, not going to sleep on time, playing games for a long time. And I feel like that's just straight up disrespecting yourself and like limiting yourself, limiting your, potential. All right, but I'm yapping and yapping a lot about self-respect, but how does it actually look like? Like, how do I respect myself? It honestly comes down to the little things, like taking care of your hygiene, taking care of your health, like exercising and choosing to eat healthier, staying up late when you know you shouldn't isn't self-respect. Not cleaning up your environment, your room, is disrespecting yourself. Not speaking up when someone bothers you or laughs at you is disrespecting yourself. Choosing to play video games instead of doing the work or working on a project is also different, disrespecting yourself. And in those little things, dismissing those little things will show that you are not a priority in yourself, to yourself. If you don't respect yourself, what makes you think that another person will respect you? And by the way, by, throwing the term self respect around a lot, I'm not saying it's like you don't care about someone. It's just mostly setting boundaries for you and other people. Boundaries for you to follow and boundaries for other people to follow. You can still be kind and patient with others and not cold, but don't let other people step on you or insult you or laugh at you. And honestly, for that, I have a great quote by Epictetus. If someone speaks ill of you and they are right, correct your behavior. If they're wrong, laugh at them. If someone gives you criticism and they are right, like you have to, improve that. You have to take the criticism. But if people like insult you or laugh at you, you should like remove yourself from that situation or, choose to not put yourself in that situation. Try and tell that person that this thing bothers you or just walk away from that person and choose to not put yourself in a situation where you are not respected. Because boundaries are what you constantly allow and what you constantly don't allow. And it's definitely hard at first. It's definitely uncomfortable. People will either disrespect you for your boundaries or the right people will respect your boundaries. And those are the people that you need in your life. I feel like if you're gonna let the people pleasing mentality get to you, you will try and make everybody else happy instead of yourself. You're gonna disrespect yourself so much that you will stop loving yourself. I still struggle with this, but mainly I struggle with keeping promises to myself. I still mess up, I still procrastinate, I still let some things slide that I shouldn't. But I'm learning that respecting myself isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. It's about asking, is this thing that I'm doing helping me or hurting me? Or are these people that I'm hanging out with helping me grow or hurting me? And self respect is choosing the better option. Going to sleep on time, cleaning up your room, taking care of your bodies, not let people walk all over you, and keeping your own promises to yourself and to other people. Respecting yourself is treating yourself like someone you genuinely care about. It is hard, you won't be perfect instantly, but start respecting yourself in one small way each day. So, guys, if you found this video even a little helpful, I'm very glad and I would be very happy if you would join and be a part of this community where, we help each other grow. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I love you guys and never stop learning.